Hey, if you've ever felt a little lost in the Apple ecosystem, you are definitely not alone. It can seem pretty complex from the outside, but I promise, once you really get the difference between your Apple account and iCloud, everything else just clicks into place. So let's break it all down nice and simple. All right, so let's just jump right in and tackle the number one point of confusion. You hear people use these terms, Apple account and iCloud, almost interchangeably, right? But they're actually two totally different things that just happen to work really, really closely together. So what is the difference?
Okay, here's probably the easiest way to wrap your head around it. Your Apple account, that's your identity. It's your digital passport, that one username and password you use to get into everything Apple makes. Now, iCloud, on the other hand, is one of the biggest services that your passport unlocks. It's your own personal secure storage locker up in the cloud.
I absolutely love this analogy because it just makes it so clear. Your passport, the account, proves who you are, letting you cross digital borders into places like the App Store or Apple Music. And your luggage, that's iCloud. It carries all your important stuff, your photos, your files, your backups, and it keeps it all safe and with you no matter which device you happen to be using. Okay, so now that we get the what, let's dive into the how. Creating your account is literally your first step into this whole ecosystem, so let's walk through exactly how it's done. The most common way, and honestly the easiest way to create an account, is when you're setting up a brand new iPhone or iPad. Apple very smartly builds the whole process right into that initial setup, which makes it incredibly simple. So as you're going through the setup, you'll hit a sign-in screen. All you gotta do is tap Don't have an Apple account and then follow the prompts. You'll put in your name, birthday, and then you get to this really cool choice at step 4. You can either link your new Apple account to an email address you already have, like a Gmail account, or you can create a brand new, totally free at iCloud.com email right there on the spot. But hey, what if you're not unboxing a new device? No problem at all. You don't actually need to be holding an Apple product to create an Apple account. You can do it from literally any computer or phone with a web browser. You just need to head over to account.apple.com and click the Create button. The process feels pretty much the same, but there's one key difference here in step 3. You have to give them a phone number. Now, this isn't for marketing or anything like that. It's a super important security step that Apple uses to make sure it's really you when you try to sign in. Now, creating an account for yourself is one thing, right? But what about for your kids? Well, Apple has a totally separate process for this, and it's designed from the ground up to give parents control and, maybe more importantly, peace of mind. So here's the most important thing to remember. Kids under 13 can't just go and create their own Apple account. A parent has to do it for them using a feature called family sharing. What this does is it links their new account to yours, which basically makes you the administrator of their little digital world. So why even bother with this? Well, the perks for parents are just massive. And the biggest one, by far, is a feature called Ask to Buy. Anytime your child wants to buy or even just download something for free, an app, a game, whatever, a notification pops up on your device first, asking you to approve it. It's the ultimate defense against those surprise credit card bills, and it gives you total say over what they're accessing. All right, your account is created. Perfect. Now we get to the really fun part, unlocking the power of the cloud. This is where all that famous Apple convenience really starts to shine. The second you create that Apple account, boom, you automatically get 5 gigabytes of iCloud storage for free. It's yours right away to use for whatever you need. Backups, photos, files. It's a fantastic starting point for everybody. So what do you do with that storage? Well, the very first thing is to pop into your iCloud settings and just turn on syncing for your most important stuff, like photos, contacts, and notes. But the one thing, if you do nothing else, please turn on iCloud Backup. Think of this as your digital safety net. It automatically saves a copy of everything on your device whenever you're on Wi-Fi and charging. It's a lifesaver. And don't forget, that free storage is really just the tip of the iceberg. That single Apple account you made, it also unlocks all of these other amazing services. You get Find My, which helps you track down a lost iPhone. You get the whole App Store for all your apps and subscriptions. And it's the magic that syncs your iMessages and FaceTime calls across all your gear. It really is the glue that holds everything together. Okay, we've set everything up, but honestly, none of that matters if your account isn't locked down and secure. This last part is, you could argue, the most important of all. Let's talk about the golden rules for protecting your entire digital life. Look, if you only do one single thing after hearing this, make it this one. Enable two-factor authentication. Seriously, it is completely non-negotiable for digital security today. It means that even if a thief somehow gets your password, they still can't get in without a secret code that gets sent to one of your trusted devices, like your iPhone. It is your single best defense, period.
Okay, ready for a couple more pro tips for some extra peace of mind? First, set up an account recovery contact. This is just a trusted friend or family member who can help you get back into your account if you ever get locked out. They don't get your data or anything, they just help you regain access. And second, please do not share your password with anyone. If you want to share purchases, use family sharing instead. That's exactly what it's for. And that's it. We did it. In just a few minutes, you've figured out the difference between your Apple account and iCloud. You know how to create them for yourself and your family. And most importantly, you know how to keep it all safe and secure. Your digital life is now organized, it's syncing, and it's protected. So that really only leaves one final question. With your digital world all set up and secure, you can start connecting it to the people that matter most to you. Who are you going to invite into your family sharing circle? Thanks for joining me.